Good morning to all of you. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am Julia Vercher from ATEVAL, the Textile cluster of the Valencian region, and I will moderate this session. This is the first workshop of 4 with a thematic challenge for promotion the uptake of Industry 4.0 in the textile sector. Today's session will be focused on digital solutions for integrated industrial management. The other 3 will be held in the following weeks. As we know, the main axes for the following years are sustainability, circular economy, and digitalization and Industry 4.0. Industry 4.0 includes technology to stay in the future or risk becoming obsolete. There are four main trends in digital transformation that we need to pay close attention to. They are the driving force behind it all. Now the consumers are connected and ask for customized experiences. Consumers are connected to industrials through social media, customer interactions, and data analytics. Manufacturers are listening to what consumers want and tailoring and customizing products in short runs. It is now possible to combine the efficiency of mass production while delivering a truly unique product to consumers on an almost individual level. Manufacturing meets marketing. And another aspect is that the pandemic has shown the need to empower employees. Employees are empowered when we give direct access to the information they need most. New collaboration platforms and tools make it easy for employees to access from anywhere. Remote working is now more than possible, and global use of talent will be soon the norm. Businesses and manufacturers alike will benefit from more streamlined decision-making process thanks to the visibility that technology has provided. Thanks to improvement in enterprise resource planning, known as ERP, customer relation management, known as CRM, and customer experience mapping, employees will be able to see the entire supply chain, enable them to make informed decisions about products, go-to-market strategies, and the assembly line. Another key point is to optimize production. New technology has made rapid changeover in production a reality. Production can be dynamically adjusted. From assembly alignment, data can be accessed in real time. For a long time, cloud analytics devices such as sensors were only available for large companies that had money and time to use them. Now, businesses, organizations of all sizes can take advantage of these tools. Where can we speed up our production? Where are we losing product or time? Where is our stocks or inventory missing? What equipment needs service and maintenance? All of this can be answered quickly. As machine learning, artificial intelligence becomes more prominent in manufacturing. Also, we have a new way to design. New and improved products can be obtained from the analytics gained from these improvements. Internet of Things mixed with machine learning capabilities is the way to make this happen. Other technologies as augmented reality and virtual reality can also change the way we design products through the use of live demonstration and full immersion. Products can be tested before they even reach the assembly line, saving time and money. For manufacturers and other businesses, digital transformation is critical to success. Industry 4.0 is not just a mindset, it's the only way to secure a future within the industry. Today we have an interesting program. We will start with a success story from a Valencian textile company, then followed by textile companies presenting needs for digitalization on digital solutions for integrated industrial management. And to conclude, we will have 2 companies of advanced manufacturing presenting different and available technologies you can uptake. We can start with MLS 1992. This company is a family-run business specialized in developing textile solutions and applying them to a wide range of sport and lifestyle products, and also for products for the health sector. They will explain how to integrate technology in a traditional sector. The speaker will be Marta Bordera, Marketing and Communication Manager of MLS 1992. Marta, the floor is yours. Wait a moment. I'm looking for you.
Hi, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Right. So first of all, I'm going to share my screen to follow my speech, right? So let me select the file. Can you see the file now in the screen?
Yes, perfectly well. But you can put in a complete screen and all of us will see better. Perfect now.
Okay.
Go ahead, Marta.
Okay. So just a minute. Now, can you see the whole screen now?
Yes, perfect.
So let's start. First of all, good morning, everyone, and thank you for inviting MLS Textiles to participate in this meeting. It is a pleasure for us to share our experiences with you, as well as our expected future challenges. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Marta Bordera, and I am Communication Manager at the company. Rafa Lurber is also here with me. Right now, he's finishing attending a call, but he's going to join the meeting right now. He's the CEO of the company and one of the founders of the company. Our company, MLS Textiles, is located in Ontinyent, in a city with a long history of involvement with textiles in the south of the region of Valencia in eastern Spain. This family business was founded in 1992 by Miguel Lurber, who started the company together with Rafa, CEO, and his other brother, Miguel. Originally, it was this company was focused on manufacturing dress socks, a high turnover product with little added value. But at the end of the 2000s, with the mass arrival of textiles from Asia, the brothers decided to change the course of the company to ensure its survival. At that time, the third of the Lurber brothers, Javier, joined the group, and together they decided to move towards specialization. They elected to specialize in the sports sector with the brand Lurber, that comes from the surname Lurber, as you can see, and the shape of a sock, that it forms like an M, a final L. So they elected the sports sector with the brand Lurber, a field in which they decided to aim to provide athletes with the highest possible added value through creating textile clothing that will take care of their health. To this end, up until today, the company has modernized by investing across machinery, technology, and human resources. Within the sports project, marketed under the Lurber brand, the company manufactures and sells socks, underlying clothing, outdoor equipment, and accessories for sports people. The company also has a health division. Let me show the next page here. So the company has also a health division with its own brand called Mubu, created in 2015, which releases and markets health listen socks and other products made with its own patented textile technology called Regenactive, as you can see in the screen on the left, that helps to heal and recover damaged skin. Today, the company has a staff of over 40 people and continues to commit to in-house manufacturing at its facilities in Ontinyent. It also continually promotes numerous R&D projects in search of the new textile technologies and products that improve people's quality of life. But what is leading us to modernize the company in terms of digitalization? What is our strategy? In our company, digitalization has primarily arisen as a general framework in response to the need naturally adapt of all our processes. Secondly, it has come about in response to the company's need to grow. For these two reasons, we understood that in order to be able to react to all the changes that this adaptation and growth represented, we have to begin the process of digitalization and integration of new digital tools that would allow us to gain control of the company's developing capacities and processes. To give an example related to this area, it was very important for the company to be able to monitor the performance of its weaving machines as it grew. As for our strategy, firstly, as a textile company that integrates all its processes within the same physical location, it is essential for us to be able to control the chain that runs from the entry point of the raw material, in our case are the bobbins of the different yarns, to storage and stock control of the final product. Secondly, it is very important to us to be able to control the number of garments we produce. And thirdly, it is even more important to us to keep the entire manufacturing process very well connected with the commercial department in order to avoid stock breaks, anticipate the required supply of raw materials, and organize each product, price tag, and so on. So this is a point very important as the company is growing day by day, and we supply a lot of a big amount and variety of products to big brands. So this is a very important point for us, to anticipate the buys, the raw material, and organize everything since the beginning until the end, until the distribution of all the materials. And as to which technologies we have applied in this process, at this point it is important to comment on the implementation of the following systems. Firstly, we have two ERP systems. One for commercial and administrative management called Open Bravo, and another for the production system called MessView. Both of them were applied in 2017 and are interlinked constantly and updated constantly. Secondly, the company has an integrated digital catalog related with and connected to the central ERP. We use a tool called Zero Catalog, and there are many brands that offer this type of tools. This catalog is a tool that basically is orientated towards the commercial department, both internally and for commercial agents who work at Lurvel's various points of sale. There are more than 200 just in Spain. In order for it to work correctly, this catalog keeps the stock levels of the various products updated at all times. But it also allows collection for feedback from agent sales themselves via programming their visit schedules, for example, monitoring feedback after their visits, and through further planning tools. Now we are going to focus on the problems we had and we faced and how we solved them. The challenges we have experienced in this area were variable and arose from diverse origins. For example, it is important to mention computer failures after implementation. Also, the challenges posed by the company's staff when adapting to new production dynamics, and the requirement of transferring and merging all documentation from analog to digital versions. As for solving these challenges, In our case, we believe that it is all a matter of planning and organization to move forward step by step, setting objectives to be implemented in phases. For example, in our company, there was initially a process of digitalization commercial management, followed by production processes, and finally administration. In this last area, the new system still coexists with the previous management system. Right now, we are at 95% integration of the various digitalization processes, and we leave that 5% because we understand that there is always room for improvement and opportunities to continue seeking better solutions to challenges that both the market and technology will continue to present. Okay, we're going to finish our session by discussing the benefits that the digitalization process has brought us. Firstly, it is fundamentally allowed us to adapt and grow, and to be able to convert a traditional textile company into a true laboratory for technical garments over the course of 2 decades. In addition, it has allowed us to continue relying on our own integrated manufacturing process, aware at all times of the status of each of the processes that form part of the manufacturing chain within our facilities. It has also given us the opportunity to inform our customers about waiting times for fulfilling orders, for example, as well as the productive capacity of the company to forecast production, consumption, and so on. Furthermore, it has allowed us to improve the organization across all areas and ensure to have access to better and more reliable information. And we believe that this is the basis for decision making and managing the organization, even more so for a company such as ours, that it is constantly evolving and growing. To conclude, we will briefly comment on our company's horizon in terms of digitalization. Nowadays, we are working on the implementation of an online shop called peoplesapiens.com, linked to the current ERP, which is connected in real time to the central warehouse and its stocks, and is able to reach any point in Europe. This is a project we have been working on for some time now, and our intention is to make it our official online store for all the company's products. In addition, we would like to launch a sports B2B tool that optimizes the process of physical purchase within our distribution channel through an updated offer of activities such as new product sets, presentation of videos and product reviews, recommendation from high-performance athletes, advice from experts, and so on. And of course, the future will bring new challenges to get excited about and continue working on, because companies, we think, are living entities. As such, they will always demand a high level of involvement to keep them up to date, and our challenge is to understand how to listen to these demands, anticipate them, and know how to respond in time. That's all from me. I'll be happy to answer any question you might have. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Marta, for this interesting presentation about your company. As I've written in the chat, you can address if you have any question to Marta or Rafa from MLS 1992. I have a question. What kind of problems have you faced to implement the different technologies? Because all we know that it's not easy to start with these processes.
suficienti per implementare quelle tecnologie.
Però a nivell de producte?
A nivell de digitalització, implementar totes les...
Tens que fer totes les fitxes tècniques i enllaçar tots els instruments i anar a tots els productes i anar
per procés d'anàlisi digital. No?
Correcte, claro.
The challenge, as Rafa Lourdes is talking about, was to manage the big amount of documentation and files in an analog version to digitalize. And all the information on all the processes were in paper, in real paper. And that's a big challenge to a long-term company as MLS that in 2 decades has a big amount of files and documentation in paper, and we should to digitalize all of that and create digital files and documents and processes. And that was a big challenge for us to start this process.
Okay, Marta, we have another question from Joao Oliveira. Does MLS establish partnerships with customers, suppliers, or R&D centers or cooperate with? What is your experience? What is the perceived value? Because I know you have established a lot of cooperation with ATEVAL and another health research centers. Can you explain it, Marta?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. We participate in a lot of R&D projects, as I was talking about previously. In fact, we think that the focus on innovation and all of these partnership was the clue to make a traditional hosiery company to make a big leader in sports garments and everything related to food was because of the partnership with strategy, suppliers, and centers and experts. Can you hear us?
Yes, of course, we are hearing you.
Okay.
You can explain one of the last success you have in your company, because I know you have developed an special textile for health to help women to recover after cancer disease.
Yes, in fact, in the health division of the company, as I said, is called Mugu, is an own brand called Mugu that it works in 2015. We applied the textile technology called Regenactive, not only in socks, which they have a medical license, but also in other many products, such as, for example, mask nowadays, that it is very, and the bra was the last of the project, and it's very, very interesting because, as you said, the bra is a top for women that have breast cancer, and they are in the treatment. They are being treated. So as you know, this treatment damages the skin, and with this textile applied to the bra, we avoid all this, all the damages for the skin. This is a real revolution in the textiles, sector. And this is the, as you said, the last project in the
Thanks, Marta. Do you have any other question to address them? If you don't have any question, we will go ahead with with another participant, and we will start with, sorry, we have another question.
Okay.
Marta, what advice would you give to textile companies that are not yet thinking on integrating new technologies?
Que si ho han d'integrar tenen que anar passos per passos, fase a fase, és a dir, que no vulguin fer-ho tot d'una, és a dir, tenen que anar per projecte. Projecte de producció és un projecte, projecte comercial si no té projecte, projecte administratiu si no té projecte.
Sorry, Rafa is speaking in Valencian, but now Marta will translate.
I say Marta because my English is not fluency. Excuse me.
Rafa is talking about how important is to make projects and phase by phase integrate the technologies, not in a whole part, not let's go do it and maybe in a few months it's everything done. And Rafa is talking about how important is maybe, for example, let's start with administration department and then producing and bit by bit. This is very important. But in the end, to apply technologies, we think it is the clue and the most important to survive the textiles companies nowadays. So we think it's very important.
And what benefits to your overall business management have you reached with digitalization, including digitalization tools in your company?
Pues todo el control de todo el control.
Yes, as I said, the benefits, we think that everything it's better when you control and you have information. And we think that digitalization process is focused on have a lot of information of every step. And you have, what you need, what production are you expect to have in a short term or in a long term, and you can make decisions as a manager of the company. You can make decisions with the right information. With that information, it is impossible to manage the company to make decisions. And all these tools are focused on have a lot of information of the company and of all the processes of the company. It's like a picture in real time of every step of the process.
Correct. This is the definition.
This is the definition.
We have another question, Marta. Do you think your client satisfaction has increased? And can you already measure this impact in the turnover of our company?
Sí, exacte, els servicis millors, són més precisos, és dir, Marta no haver pogut créixer sense totes aquestes informacions.
Rafa is talking about the satisfaction of our customers and the brand's perception and the image of the brand, not only MLS, but also the two big brands we have, Lurbel in the sports division and Mubu in the health division, has increased because as we were talking about previously, we have a lot of information, we have a better service because we can advance the problems, every step of all of the processes, and everything is set with all these tools, of all these new tools. We are connected with the customer can contact directly via social media or the programs, the tools, the website, and everything is connected, and we have a better information and connection with the customer. Yeah, we can buy in a right way, knowing what we need now, next week, next month, and depending on what we are expecting to produce this month or whatever. And we can speak with customers with better information and to prevent any problem and solve it, because obviously we always have problems, everyone has it, but if you have information, you can solve it and you can prevent any case of problem or whatever can be done, because as we are a manufacturing company, we have a lot of processes in the company, and we need to prevent and to have it everything controlled.
Thanks, Marta. And I have another question, because you are working with a final product to put in the market. And as I explained in the introduction, now we have available tools to design products without have it physical, in a physical way, using augmented reality or virtual reality. Have you thought in this kind of, to implement this kind of tools in your company in the future?
Realidad virtual, utilizar para diseñar sense tener que ver los productos físicamente.
These are tools very interesting for us. We could, in this case, avoid to make real pieces of clothing prototypes, no? Because yes, you can see it in the screen, you can advance maybe possible new designs or improvements of current production. But in this moment, we are focused on the online aspects to connect to customers, to final customers. But obviously, these are new tools and new challenges we will face in the future, because this is a good option to design and to optimize the production and the processes.
You have a last question, because we have still near 5 minutes. You can write it in the chat. It seems that we don't have more questions. I would like to thank Marta and Rafa for your presentation. We know you as we are really near. You are located near ATEVAL, and we are working closely usually. And thanks to be here and for your availability to participate in this activity of CLAMTEX project.
Thank you very much.
I hope to see you in other activities, and invite you, of course, to participate in another sessions, because I'm sure they will be really interesting, and the advanced manufacturing participants will offer a new vision and new tools to improve our sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all.
And now we will go on with our next speaker. Wait a moment. Now we are going to present the needs for textile companies, and today FINSA was the first participant. FINSA was founded in 1998 by Joaquim Badrinas, Barata, as a continuation of the old textile fashion factory Sala Badrinas. So they have a long tradition, but they have completely changed their activities, and now FINSA is developing its activity in the field of technical fabrics and industrial filtration. Now we have with us Joaquim Badrinas, General Manager of the company, and Dani Alcala, responsible of communication and marketing of the company. You are welcome. The floor is yours. You can start.
Okay, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. And
Okay.
we can see also your presentation.
Okay, good. Bon dia, buenos días, good morning to everybody. I am Joaquim Badrinas. I am the managing director of the company. The company is FINSA. It's part of the job group. I will make the first part of the presentation, and after me, my colleague Daniel Alcala, he's the technical manager of the company. He will talk about the industry 4.4 challenges in our company. This is a very short presentation about who we are, where we are, etc. FINSA was founded 40 years ago in Terrassa. Terrassa is in the province of Barcelona in Spain. It's a very known city of near to 200,000 people living, very known for the textile industry. Is where mostly the textile industry were located at the beginning of the industrial revolution in Spain, Terrassa and Sabadell. FINSA is part of the job group. Job group is a company from Sweden based in Gothenburg. We joined this group in 2013. The main activity of FINSA is producing woven fabrics for industrial filtration. We are inside the textile industry, but we consider ourselves more an engineering company, selling filters. But these filters are made of woven textiles that we produce and we develop. We can sell our products in raw goods, or we can sell our products tailored, ready-made, because we have a confection department with a laser cutting machine, a sewing machine, and we make the filters customized for every equipment. Here on the bottom left, you can see a picture of one typical filter which you can find in the industry. It's called a filter press. It consists of different plates, and every plate has a filter cloth installed that is making the filtration. In this case, it's a solid and liquid separation. This can be found in many industries, which I will tell you at the bottom at the end of this slide. FINSA is member of the cluster AEI Textiles. It's a regional cluster based in Catalonia. We are part of this since 2018, and I have to say that we are very happy about this cooperation and the feedback and a lot of projects and information that we can get from this cluster. The turnover of the company, the group turnover, is over 40 million euros, and we export to more than 40 countries. The company has the vertical process. From our raw material is the spools of yarns, different type of yarns, monofilaments, multifilaments, and spoon yarns. And we have all the process from warping, weaving, finishing, and also, as I said, we have a confection department to make the ready-made filters. We have around 50 heavy weaving looms with a maximum width of 3.6 meters. We have one heat setting machine and two calendering machines of 3 meters and 3.4 meters that allow us to use the maximum width of our weaving looms and to be very, very efficient in our production. The philosophy of the company is trying to sell functions, not only a product. To sell functions in the filtration business, we mainly use two tools. One is the filtration questionnaire, which is a must for us, that forces us to understand the customer needs, the customer process parameters, and we always try to find a better solution for the customer. We also invest a lot in our laboratory, where we do a lot of R&D, and it's very, very critical that we launch new products, new fabrics on the market every year. The main industries where we are selling our products are mining and minerals, chemical industry, pulp and paper, pharmaceutical and food industry, well, These are the most important ones. Wastewater treatment plants, but we have also some niche markets in different industries where we can produce technical fabrics. The actual technologies that we have implemented in the company, in 1992, we invested in the first ERP system. It was an old IBM AS400. It's a very known one. We have we cover almost all the areas of the company, from sales, purchase, financial, logistics, but there was one part of the company which was not covered by this ERP, which was the quality and also all the intermediate steps of the production. So in 2005, we invested in a second ERP, which works in parallel, made by a local consultant company called Sendawin. After the ERP, we have some business intelligence tools. We are implementing by the end of 2020 CRM. The software is called Sage. So this covers the necessities for the sales department, but we also have a data warehouse system implemented in 2009, where we can have a balanced scorecard and we can report a lot of the information of different areas of the company. From the production division, we have a lot of challenges, a lot to do, and this is about what Dani is going to talk about in the next slide. Dani, are you there? No, we don't hear you, Dani.
Dani, I think you changed the settings to phone instead of the computer audio.
Now, Dani, I think. No.
Dani, we can hear you.
Dan is changing the room. He will do the presentation from my desk. Okay, just give us 30 seconds, please.
No problem. We will wait for him.
Apologies for the.
No, sometimes we have this kind of problems, and we are used to wait some minutes to reestablish the good connection.
No problem. One moment.
Of course.
Hello.
Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, Dani, perfect. You can go on.
Sorry about technical problems. Okay, I will start. Well, it's about discussing the future improvements that we are willing to make. Okay. So the first point is to improve the communication through different systems that we have. Therefore, all the departments on the company, because as you have seen, we have different applications, and one of them is more focused in one area, and the other area. Okay. So this means also that we need to digitalize a lot of documentation, which is still on paper. So, well, as the previous presentation said, this means a lot of work, probably. Also, to add some functionalities, for example, a more integrated warehouse would be needed. And well, this could be also done through more sensorization. For example, in our machines, in the looms, for example, we could add some sensors that helps us bring this information into the system. Okay, and once this is done, we can use some predictive intelligence that would help us to be able to predict the behavior of the final product. Okay, this is a very important key to take advantage of the knowledge generated by the company, and it would be really helpful. Okay. Also, smart textiles is an interesting option. Now it's very challenging, especially for our applications, because well, it's fabrics that they are used on a very harsh environment. So it's still I think that maybe the market has to advance more on this field for us to get into it. But it's an option, and it's important also in the point of view of marketing and well, to give the customers a really new differentiation, and very also let me say it would be for us well, I think I'm blocking. Okay, I go on. Also, traceability is also an important tool to reinforce the trust between suppliers and customers. Okay, because well, it's very important for us to know each lot, where it's put, how many cycles does it last. So it also will be a trust for the customer who's using our product, but also for us, it could be a tool that we can use to improve our products. And well, based on our experience using the ERPs and well, all these improvements that we want to make, we've made a list about the challenges that we think that also all other small and medium companies could have for developing Industry 4.0 strategy. Okay, so we've seen that all the systems are difficult to integrate between them. You've seen that we have a few of them, so it's difficult when you are developing a new area of work to really integrate all them. Also, we are in a group, and it would be a really difficult work to put all the systems together between different companies. And this is something that we need. We think that the market needs to address in near future. Also, the other problem, it would be the knowledge. This is a really new technology. It changes every day. So, well, like all new technologies, it may need some pedagogy for people to embrace the changes and to really be up to date. Also, in a small company, probably there won't be an IT department, so you need to outsource this department. This means that, well, you work by projects, so the changes go from project to project. So it would be a staggered improvement, not constantly. Maybe you have updates, but it will also be part by part. Also, there will be implications on the decision making, because, well, about the maintenance of the system, and also about the security and the control of your software. Because if there is no IT department, then you have to really be able to trust in your suppliers, because they are the really experts on this area. So you have to well, you need to have this confidence, and you have to be able to discuss with them to know what is the best solution for you. Also, in current times, the access to information, well, is crucial, that it must be from different places and from different devices. So, well, due to the corona and everything, so security also must be a clue key, and you must not forget about that. And therefore, you will need to see different points of view. And, well, also, when you go for Industry 4.0, maybe you need to update all the process. You just don't take the current process and put a sensor on it, or just stack the data. Maybe you need to really check what are you doing, and see if something can be done more efficiently. And this also, well, is linked with all the training and the pedagogic way of all the personnel to know that these changes are for the best. And also, the last but not least, the cost and the investment. Well, sometimes it's difficult to really know which is the final cost, because, well, you go project by project, and, well, this is a continuous improvement, so it never ends. And to really know what will be the return of these investments, so you need to be really sure what are you developing, if it is useful for you, and, well, and all the implication that it has in your system, in your production, in your sales, in every department. And okay, and that would be. So thank you for listening, and sorry about the problems and everything. I'm still recovering my breath now, but okay.
Thank you, Joaquim and Dani. It was really interesting to know the roadmap you have to update and to secure a future for your company. We know it's a bit difficult, but I'm sure you will reach it. We have here a question from Regina Macalares. Have you ever considered having an integrated management system?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, please?
Have you ever considered having an integrated management system?
Yes, we did, but, well, as you've seen, the first REP we used, it was in 1992, so we had a lot of information on there, so it was really difficult to start from scratch. So we've thought of it, but still this program, it's really old, but it works in the background, let's say, and it works really good. There's also no issues, so that's why we done it this way.
Okay, thanks, Dani. Do you have another question, or we can go on with the next speaker? Thanks, Joaquim and Dani, for your intervention. We hope you can participate in other sessions of the activity program in CLAMTEX project. And now we will go on with Rui Ribeiro. Rui, are you okay? You are ready. Rui is a data scientist with a background in information systems and 2 years of experience in integrated systems development project, business intelligence application, web application, and decision support system. He will provide a data science approach to fabric development. He is working in the Center of the Computação Gráfica, Center for Computer Graphics, that was founded in 1993 and is established at the University of Minho. This is a private and non-profit research, development, training, and consulting association integrated in the Portuguese scientific system. Hello, welcome, Rui. The floor is yours. Rui?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. You can start.
Thank you. So I'm going to present a project named Text Boosts, specifically a part of that project related with digitization and materialization of textiles. So this project involved the collaboration of CITEV, RIUPEL, and CCG, and is related to the creation of tools for the materialization of textile samples, and included the conceptualization and implementation of a platform for integration, processing, and data analysis for decision support in textile prototyping. So the fiber to fabric process is now almost fully automated. Throughout this whole process, a whole large amount of data is created and stored, such as the properties of each yarn, the configuration of each machine used in the creation of a fabric, and so on. So this data can now be used to discover previously unknown but potential useful knowledge for the development of fabric. As you can see, we have the process of development a new fabric in this company, in this textile company we worked in the project. So currently, the fabric design is mostly based in designer experience and intuition of the designer, which results in the execution of several trial and error production experiments that require some resources and a lot of time from the company. Each new fabric production attempt is also necessitates, also requires laboratory quality tests to verify if the produced fabric complies with quality standards and with the client requirements. So if a fabric is not approved either by the client or because it doesn't have the necessary quality standards, a new design attempt is set, so it results in an initial production time and costs. When we talked with the textile company expressed the need to get a fast and cheap estimate of the true fabric physical properties by adopting a machine learning approach. So our main goal in this project is to use the predictive machine learning models as some kind of oracle that will quickly check some fabric design choices to allow us to reduce the number of attempts necessary to produce a woven fabric. So we faced some challenges, and the most part of those challenges were related to the data, the type of the data, the quantity of the data. We have large amounts of data. We have multiple sources of data. We have, the number was around 2,700 features we have to select, and in some of that features that we consider important, we have one major problem, that was missing data. But the most challenging was the business area. When we started the discussion with the company, we detected that fabrics are very complex things. They have two main components, the weft and the warp. They have a several number of yarns per fabric that it's not the same number in each fabric. They have several types of fabric. They have several types of composition, and they have a combination of yarns. The one yarn can be on the weft, and the same yarn can be on the warp. So in order to overcome this challenge, we adopted a methodology that was the Crystalline methodology. This methodology is a process model that has 6 phases that naturally describes the data science life cycle. We start with data understanding, then we go to data preparation, modeling, evaluation, deployment. This is the cycle that when we go to the evaluation part, if we and the company are not happy with the results, we can go and start over again. We go to business understanding, data understanding, until we have a product that both parts are happy to. The first step was the definition of the architecture of our application. We defined an architecture with 3 layers. One for storage, one for processing and analytics, one that contains the web application, and the interoperability layer that connects both layers. The project had mainly 3 main phases. The first phase was the integration of the different data sources. So in order to centralize all the information we had from the different data sources, we implemented an ATEVAL process to aggregate, process, and load all the data into a new database system. The second step was to create the machine learning algorithms. So we gathered the data from the new database system. We performed several experiments to select a number of variables and characteristics, and created a set of algorithms that allow us to predict the selected physical texts from that the company selected. The final step was to create a decision support system. So this decision support system consisted in integration of both products, the data warehouse and the models obtained from machine learning. And we created a decision support system where it's possible to insert variables and characteristics that will serve as input for algorithms. And then we verify the result obtained, and we can compare that result obtained with other fabrics and with several metrics associated with the fabrics and other type of information. So the tool developed allows you, when you face with a client requests following its specifications, based in the enormous history already existing, we guide the fabric development team, presenting them with real-time laboratory test forecasts for the fabric they are producing. We dedicated to the development of a sample dematerialization tool that contains a digital platform for integration, processing, data analysis, and predictive methods that provide support to decision. And then quickly and at lower cost, the company can meet the requests of their customers. Here, I present some of the results the latest results we had from the selected physical tests from the company, where we can see we have some interesting results that will go from around 2% to 7%. So basically, our final results and our innovation was, first, we created a structure of operational and analytical data models that had diverse performance metrics of efficiency and effectiveness of business process on the organization. We created an analytic business intelligence system with learning algorithms adjusted to that textile process that are based in historical records. And we created an integrated data system architecture with operational and analytical repositories capable of supporting the organization's decision-making needs. Finally, 2 papers were published in 2 conferences with the outcomes of this project. For future work, we pretend to verify if we add new input features, like the finishing features, will improve our current results. Then we are ready to deploy to production, because since this was a prototype, the project wasn't designed with the intention to be ready to production. Then our final objective is to adopt a multi-objective approach to transform our decision support system into an intelligent decision support system, in which the predictive models will be used again as an oracle to get estimates of 2 true fabric properties, like the weight, the number of yarns, the type of the yarns. So basically what we want is that the developer will say, we want a fabric that will have a result in text A of 20. And we will provide them with the characteristics of the fabric that will probably have that desired objective. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Rui. It was really interesting to know the developments you are working now with, in collaboration with the companies and the technological center, Portuguese center. Maybe, I don't know if you have any questions to address to Rui Ribeiro, sorry. I can see any question in the chat. Okay, Rui, we have a question. Did you have an expected problem of data quality?
Yes, in this kind of projects, we always assume that some part of the data will never be in the format or in the type that we desire. But yes, we faced some data problems because the type of the problem is complex, because we didn't have any knowledge of the environment. We didn't have any knowledge about how was a fabric made. And when we started the project and in the meetings with the collaborators of the project, we verified that the fabric is very, very, very complex, with many components. And in some of that components, since there are many components, and since the fabric has many yarns and it has the weft and the warp, some of the data was not, how we say, perfect. It was not the type, the structure we needed, but that was a challenge we fortunately we overcame.
Yes, we know that the textile sector is not, it's really a complex sector, because we have several kinds of composition products and different stages of the materials. So it's really difficult to establish a good data quality in each of the stages of the process. Thank you very much, Rui. And now we will continue with our session. Now we are going to start with the second part, where the advanced manufacturing companies will present their last solutions in the digital solutions for integrated industrial management. Now, the next speaker will be Marta Bordera. He is in charge of business and technological development at CERVAL company. CERVAL is a high-level IT engineering company comprising more than 20 employees who are highly qualified in IT and applied mathematics, mainly to engineer and postdoctoral standard. Their project approach is based on collecting and modeling their clients' business expertise. Good morning, Mathieu. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting us. It's very interesting to know about the textile industry because we're not really aware about it. My name is Marta Bordera. I'm here with Cyril Sepso, the responsible of simulation, and we will introduce you to what is CERVAL. We're developing decision-making softwares. We are located in Brest, Brittany, in France. We're small, around 35, 40 people, but we develop complex solutions. Project for several months to several years. By example, we are involved in since 4 years with Technip FMC, a big oil and gas company with 8 engineers in full time. We got 2 kinds of expertise. The digital twin we call DigiTwin on the left, which is developing immersive software with simulation optimization capabilities. We develop project mainly for oil and gas industry and defense. On the other side, we are developing planning softwares called Zovan technology. You will get both website link on the last slide. The software, the planning software is when the industry cannot find software on the shelf, we develop a specific solution for managing human resources, materials, dealing with activities, timetable, holidays, projects. We develop software for around 3,000 people. Just come back with what is a digital twin to compare by a BIM on manufacturing. Digital twin is a 3D model with static and dynamic properties. Our expertise to make a 3D immersive scene with complex simulation capabilities. Goal is to analyze like flow, people, or CFD, transportation, handling. We simulate process. We implement mechanical or chemical physics, any kind of physical phenomena. We also can study human interaction with the equipment. The key here is to be able to play with this simulation in real time. This is called a digital twin should be real time for making scenarios and giving ability to see something before it happens. Our expertise is to build simulators and transform and to simplify it. To make it really fast and with low power consumption. For that, we're using different kind of methodologies. One is called surrogate models, and the new one is called with a neural network that we train. Takes long time, but once it's done, you can run in real time with very low processor power. The other regarding planning. That we can apply on human and material resources. It's also an optimization problem. We solve a problem taking into account different kind of constraints, duration of working, certification, expertise of people. We can manage, as you said, activities and project. On the upper right, there's a screen of what we're developing for Technip FMC. is about designing and installing a subsea oil plant. You install equipment at 3,000 meter depths with vessel time. Costs very much money. This is complex planning solution. This project is called Subsea Studio, and is one of the most important digital project in Technip FMC. Then we start to merge both competency. We don't develop product, we develop solution, especially on client requests. Our solution integrate planning and spatial constraints, mainly for design phase. The idea is to compare scenarios, and the key of digital twin is to be alive, which is making update with data and by user, and user can update it with on the softwares. All software are web-based, but more and more we implement some tools on smartphone. Then people can update, and the workflow is keep update. You can also implement like inspection on smartphone. It could be very smart to get this feedback. This is an example of one of big project a 4D project we made for a nuclear power plant. They were planning to build and break down some building, and they wanted to be sure about the ability to move around and that get people and cars get to the work. Then we made some flow simulation linked to spatial constraints like the road are open or not. The software is used to make different scenarios for long steps building. That was only for the design phase and not for on operation. But our next step on development, we got a funded project with some key partners to bring other kind of functionalities. Like I said, the 4D is like 3D and time, and 5D is like having abilities to analyze impact, which could be cost or energy consumption or pollution or CO2. One of our partner, like it's called Dia Team, is building a red teams, meaning that he model IT infrastructures like sensors, communication softwares, and even the version of the softwares to simulate cyber attacks. And we want to implement that, then we get the full cycle of having from the sensor to the multiphysics to feedback the sensor. Then we can have the full complete digital twin. Then that means you can model a full ecosystem when designing your factory, and also with applying physics simulation and train neural networks. You can use data to improve the accuracy of the simulators. We also are involved on training, because when you can simulate the real operation of one equipment, that means you can put people in situation virtually. This example is like artificial respirators. We put the real data sheet inside a 3D model. Then you can train people in real system, and we also simulate the body reaction. Yeah, then you can train new people or people on new equipment. As a resume, digital twin, as I said, should be updated, and you on the design phase you model a situation, and you can make scenarios and the what if scenarios. And when you got on operation, you got the data that used to update and calibrate this simulation. And the digital twin is very a 3D database, collaborative. Then everybody can interact and gather the good information. And the last goal is asset integrity. When you got a really good information on what happened in real, you can plan for predictive maintenance. That's it for me. Thanks for following. And you got my email address and the link for the true solution we are developing. Thanks.
Thank you, Mathieu. It was really, really amazing to see the last developments, and we can reach applying this kind of technology. As I have seen, it's possible to apply to different sectors. You are working in health and in other sectors, construction.
Yeah, we're not working yet for the Industry 4.0, but we try to get the tools for that, which is gathering. You build your design before you design and you build it, and then once it's on the field, you need to feed the digital twin with real data.
Okay. I don't see any question in the chat. Maybe after the second presentation, we can have a short question and answer slot time to discuss what these advanced solutions collaborate with the textile sector. Now, to conclude, we have the last speaker. He is Mrs. Veslava Valentinovic from the company Substrate. She is the marketing manager of Substrate. It's our software consulting company. It's an information system company with know-how in software development and consulting service for different activities areas, including industry companies. Substrate's main goal is to offer the market the best information system tools in order to help customers to improve performance in all the critical business processes. Welcome to this activity, Veslava, and the floor is yours.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. And today I will talk about the ways you can deal with bottlenecks on your production line and how to increase both efficiency of equipment and employee performance, all through production data collection. In short, you will learn how to create your path to Industry 4.0 and new generation of Scada. If during the presentation you have any questions, please be free to write them down in chat. So let us get to the main topics of our presentation. In today's presentation, we will direct our focus on the importance of data within the industry companies and moreover on data collection and giving meaning to data. So first of all, I will present the reasons why companies need to collect and analyze production data and what usually occurs if this does not happen. After, I will present you a set of solutions, of production data collection solutions, and the improvements that they can bring to your company. And finally, I will present you a new generation of Scada, completely aligned with the several main pillars of Industry 4.0. So let us start. Before we move into the solution, just a couple of words about Substrate, which we are an information system company with know-how in software development and consulting services, including industry companies. We were founded 20 years ago, in 2000, and started our globalization process in 2003 with our first customer in Spain. In 2020, we are already launching our 12th version of our software with the clients in more than 20 countries all around the globe. So first, the importance of data. The importance of data necessity for analysis almost instantly is increasing in companies day by day. Real-time monitoring of all the production areas allows reducing production costs on account of shorter production time and having more accurate and reliable information from the shop floor. This way, the quick decision-making results in faster detections of bottlenecks and increase in equipment availability, less waste, assisted calculation of industrial costs, overall improvement of industrial productivity, and in itself, an improved customer service. The Industry 4.0 paradigm implies massive amounts of data flowing bottom up, with the data being produced at the equipment level and flowing up to higher levels of the organization. The production and communication of data at the equipment level needs an array of sensors and network devices. And here, Internet of Things is fundamental for the comprehensive digitization of your processes. So why it is important to collect production data? Let us have a look at everyday cases and how the data collection can solve the most common production process, slowdown, and what it causes. So one of them can be reduction or elimination of bottlenecks in the production process. This can be a result of data analysis, and it will allow knowing the weaknesses of production downtime and deal with them, for example, by distribution of the employees and their task by output. Another one from many is real-time information, such as information on consumption, on waste control, which assures the maximum sustainability and eco-efficiency and allows cutting costs. Among other important improvements through data collection, I would like to list the boost of employee performance by healthy competition on the shop floor, and then we will talk about the ways to do it, or effective planning of production operations. Yet another is asset or equipment management, which requires a very special attention from every organization, as we already know, because poor asset management can lead to huge financial losses. Here, data collection and analysis can be used for corrective and preventive maintenance. And what is more important, for predictive maintenance, which, given a set of data, can anticipate the equipment breakdown. So now, once we know the why, let us move to how to do it. And overwhelming as the importance of manufacturing data is, the way to lead any company to the fourth industrial revolution, optimizing, automating, and controlling the production line involves the choice of a vertical market ERP, which knows that particular industry sector. And for example, one of Substrate key applications going side by side with our ERP is the Manufacturing Execution System, or MES for short, which delivers solutions to plan, collect data, supervise, and control industrial process. So let us move on set of ways we provide for shop floor control optimization and overall business sustainability. And the first one is automating and real-time production planning according to production flow. How can we plan and schedule production in an efficient way? The production planning and scheduling with an automatic and real-time update according to the status of the job in the production flow, with the ability to use different scenarios and to study possibilities other than the real planning. So the users can change these scenarios, make some adjustments without affecting the normal rollout of production activities and without affecting scheduling that the production area is following. So what this tool allows is not only planning, but also giving information to the production area. And then the production will follow the sequence set by the user at their working stations. And what is equally important, they are able to give feedback about what is happening and if something gets delayed or if everything is produced on time. Production data collection. So the system provides a web-based data collection that enables organizations to manually collect industrial data from consoles, from mobile devices, or directly from machines and PLCs, applying the concept of Internet of Things. This is how the user can generate information to quickly support decision, incrementing productivity. One of the solutions offered is Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition, or SCADA for short, as we know it, which is a web-based software which retrieves the data through machine sensors, PLCs, and programmable logic controls, short for PLC, and other devices within the plants, even in remote locations. SCADA has the ability to present a 3D plan of all the machines, operators, processes in real time, allowing to reduce unproductive time. And whenever possible, data collection is done automatically without any human intervention. When I mentioned about the healthy employee competition, here I would like to talk about Substrate and onboard. Because methodical analysis is required through interactive live metrics and tools in order to obtain the most pertinent information to support the consistent in decision making and, again, the competition. So with this in mind, at Substrate, we decided to provide a great number of reports, interactive dashboards, or solutions installed on the shop floor like this one. So one of the solutions that can encourage the performance improvement on the shop floor is Substrate and Onboard, which is a shop floor visual management tool that allows instant monitoring of work center performance. So basically, the idea is to have a clear message and for quick interpretation by the operator, so that one knows if the production is good or bad, that is, if the production is above or below the defined objective. Yet another feature is Substrate Continuous Improvement. It is an interactive platform to support continuous improvement management. This solution is designed for simple and intuitive user logic. Any user is able to work on the platform without any extra additional training. The access to information is simple and data interpretation is fast, since it uses speedometers, charts, and other elements for rapid interpretation. And here you can see how interactive dashboards can transform the reality of your company with this video. So with Substrate Continuous Improvement, you have the opportunity to know key performance indicators, such as, for example, setup analysis, overall equipment efficiency analysis, or OEE for short, downtime, waste, efficiency, availability analysis, or profit per shift or employee, among many other customizable indicators. So let us move to new generation of SCADA and what is it? So as we know, data is core of Industry 4.0. The large amount of data within the company without any treatment and analysis, instead of being beneficial, has no use at all. So before any decision is made, the data needs effective transmission, effective cleaning, treatment, marshalling, and storage. As you can see, the shift to new generation of SCADA comes with the large amount of data. So where previously used SQL servers are replaced by, for example, Mongo database in order to handle big data in cloud platforms. So what does Substrate MES do integrated with another machine systems? Just a couple examples. It can, for example, read and record sensor data. It can provide real-time monitoring. Or for example, for each job order, Substrate MES loads all the production process parameters of all production equipment using the data from the other equipment system or from the other equipment software. Here you can see a quick example of how a graphical user interface gives the details of equipment variables. And what kind of details can be given? It can be equipment rendering or real-time equipment status. All this revolutionizes equipment management. To give you an insight into a minimum human intervention in a plant, I would like to provide you an example of how our warehousing can be automated. So by, for example, label generation with production lots and process parameters, reduced human intervention when it comes to using AGV or automated guided vehicle. For pallet transport, according to the sequence of entry into truck, and automatic pallet loading into containers. So all the processes from raw material consumption record to finishing and packing lines are automated. Again, here one of the major aspects of the digital transformation is the reduction of human intervention. In this way, the reduction of human error. So integration is the key, as for example, taking into account in this situation, warehouse management again. And one of the possibilities to advance automatic process even further is through an integration with robots, as well as the possibility to reduce human error with the automation of palletizing process. So what are the advantages? Let us look at just a couple of advantages that a new generation of SCADA is able to provide. So for instance, all equipment parameters are uploaded automatically. You have the real-time equipment status, indicators on and on board, as already mentioned, which gives you an insert overview of production status. You have automatic record of all the consumption, less human intervention, almost none, results in significant error reduction. Again, you can fully trace sub-products and products. You have a log of all sensor data, which is consumption, productivity for analysis and reporting, and many more advantages that it depends on each separate company. A company decides after benefiting from the use of automation. And finally, we have to ask, so what makes this new generation of SCADA so special? And this is the real move towards the fourth industrial revolution through the main concept, the amount of data collected each moment, which is big data, then structuring of big data for data analytics, and Internet of Things, automatic data sensing between the equipment, or in other words, interaction between the equipment. So to fully understand its potential and to conclude our presentation, I would like to give you two practical cases. So for example, just imagine that in production process, a lot of products is defective, but there was no alarm generated during the process. So basically all big data is saved, and through data analytic techniques, a combination of factors and certain conditions, for example, humidity, temperature, any other, allow to statistically determine the cause of defect. Or another situation when it comes to anticipating equipment breakdown. through breakdown data history from sensors, before the equipment breakdown, again, using data analytic techniques, it is possible to anticipate a breakdown and start preventive equipment maintenance. So we discussed the main solution for data collection at any company, and I would like to thank you for joining, and if you have any questions, you are more than welcome.
Thank you very much, Veslava, for this interesting presentation. And I think one relevant point is really to point out that we need to be informed, to take informed decisions. It's really important for the development of the company. And I would like to ask, you said you can integrate the SCADA with other systems. We know most of the textile companies have developed customized solutions for their companies. They are possible to integrate with SCADA?
We take every single integration personally, discussing it separately with the company. That means we analyze each single system that are, be it a general system that we already know, or any particularly developed system, and then we look for ways to best integrate those systems with our MIS ERP system, with our mesh as well. I don't know if I answered the question. So we look at every single, in most of the cases, I think in 99% it is possible, but then we again look at every single one in a particular personal way. So we don't have the one-fits-all solutions that we use. We look at it personally for every single company.
More than 90% is a high percentage.
It is.
We have another question from Joao Oliveira. Not all contexts or customers are the same. Regarding what are your best case studies, what are the characteristics of your customers that allow them to take the most benefit from such a technology, like the one you presented, from your experience on the field?
There are many companies that we are working, but we, as in vertical software, we are working particularly with printing and packaging companies, with textile companies that are printing labels, woven labels. So these are our main, the main companies. But then again, we concentrate on each process separately. That means we get into the companies and we analyze the way they work. We see what can be, if for instance, if the companies are using different systems, again, we see what can be kept, what is better to be replaced. We are trying to do a tailored solutions that would fit the most clients in the best way, so that they could benefit from it in their way. As for example, if we take, I don't know, label companies, they have a very detailed technical data. So we take into account the technical estimating, we look very carefully at technical data definition through technical data sheets or through job orders and planning.
Okay, we have another question in the chat, but I'm not sure if I understand it. Regarding our best case studies, we have several industries.
I think it's my colleague who tries to help me out in this case, that we are working with several industries. So it's not really a question, it's just an addition to what I already said.
If you like to address any question for both Serval and Substrate, please include it in the chat. We have still some minutes, and we can ask the main questions that can arise surrounding this these topics, and they have explained. It seems we don't have more questions. I would like to thank all the speakers for your availability and the participation in today's session. And now we have 2 hours to establish B2B meetings. And don't forget this opportunity, because you can present your innovative technologies or find technological solutions, meet potential business partners, and you can establish in a private way, only participating and establishing B2B meetings. I think you can use this opportunity and to widen your knowledge in this sense, discovering digital technologies available in this moment. I hope to see you again the next week. The thematic challenge will be automation, automatization and sensorization solutions for performance improvements. We will have also an interesting program for next week. If you like to add anything else, or we hope to see you, all of you, next week.